The bad news is if you make good beats, someone is going to steal them. And I'll be honest with you, hopefully your beats are good enough such that so many people see them, a lot of people buy them, and a lot of people steal them. I mean, honestly, if you sell 50 leases to one beat and 20 people steal it, you're probably not going to care that much. You're probably not even going to know. But how do you find out if people are stealing your beats? Well, sometimes they're dumb enough to just reach out and tell you. But here are 3 easy ways to automatically discover who may have stolen your beat. The downside is you're going to have to investigate these situations to see if they did in fact license the beat legally, or if they did rip the beat off of YouTube or some other website you may have uploaded beats to. This is why you should tag your beats unless you are giving them away free for nonprofit on all platforms. So for example, YouTube, put tags throughout, or put a unique tag in that beat so that you can tell that if someone used that, you know they didn't officially license it from your beat store because that tag is on it. This one's obvious, but maybe producers don't know it. You can actually use Shazam online. So go to Shazam, look in the corner here where it says click to Shazam. You might discover that someone made a hit song to your beat and hey, they didn't register it with a PRO. And now you can reach out to them and say, I need you to register this with a PRO. I need an LOD from SoundExchange so I can start getting these royalties. Another tool is BeatStars Beat ID. If you're a pro member, I think you get 3 free credits a month. Right up here, you can add an asset. So all you have to do is you can either upload a beat or grab one of your existing beats and it will search for incidents of that beat appearing across the internet. So as you can see here, Facebook is represented, YouTube is represented, Instagram is represented, SoundCloud, TikTok, it's all over the place. I will click on these to investigate whether or not those beats were legally licensed. I know these people legally licensed the beat. But if I didn't know who they were, I could reach out and say, hey, I need you to get this lease. Otherwise, I'll have the track taken down. Maybe don't go in hot like that. Just reach out and say, hey, I understand stuff happens, but in order for you to legally use this beat, here's a link to license it. Here's a link to buy it exclusively if that's what you want. And I'm usually nice about that because I just want the situation resolved, so I'll offer a discount. The third method, even though they're stealing all of our music and content to train their own proprietary AI. If you upload your beats to YouTube and someone steals them, oftentimes they're going to run them through Content ID. And I have caught many beat thieves by doing this. So when you receive a copyright claim on your beat, YouTube will tell you the name of the artist down here and the name of their song, so you can investigate to see if that song was legally licensed. If it's not, figure out who they are, figure out who their distributors are, find them on social media, reach out to them respectfully, and make sure that they can properly license the track. And if they don't, in any of these cases, if they don't want to do fair business with you, then yeah, file a DMCA claim. Now, if it's a hit song and there's a lot of money on the table, still reach out to them, but also reach out to a lawyer. Don't get hot-headed, don't cuss people out. That doesn't help at all. Reach out to some type of entertainment attorney and let them know what's going on. Because in those cases, especially if there's a lot of money involved or a major label or even an indie label involved, you're going to want someone on your team to navigate those systems and negotiate on your behalf. Now, what about with AI? So this is the new beat theft epidemic. And it's not just beats, it's graphics, it's photography, it's poetry, it's the written word in all forms. We covered this whole Atlantic thing on the podcast where there's this database where you can search your artist name and you can see all the instances of you appearing in these AI training sets. And initially a lot of people, and to this day, a lot of people are saying that because other people are saying this, that this has to do with Suno, that these training sets were used for Suno and Udio. Apparently they were not. 2 lawyers whose opinions I trust, Ryan Schmidt and also Crystal Delgado from Top Music Attorney. This is what she had to say. She said, AI Watchdog is missing Suno's database. However, guess who's about to get access to it?
Not searching Suno and Udio databases. I will have access to their databases because of our class action lawsuits on behalf of independent artists. I can search their databases for your songs. For the last year, I've been leading the official class action lawsuits on behalf of independent artists. We just won a huge ruling in Udio, and a class action law firm that got the biggest settlement in history at $260 billion just joined these lawsuits as our partners. Go get on the list, indieailawsuit.com.
So that's where you get on the list, and it sounds like at some point she and her team will be able to investigate these data sets to see which one of the folks that are on her list on the as part of the class action lawsuit, which one of them are in these data sets and what songs are in these data sets. So I've heard people say, well, Suno and Udio don't have those data sets, they just deleted them, but evidently they haven't, according to these other trustworthy professionals in the legal field. So that's going to be really interesting to find out. But right now, people are really freaking out about this whole AI Watchdog database, and it's not about any sort of legal action per se, right? When you learn about what those data sets actually are, they're from nonprofits and shell companies. It's very weird. So there's something going on there underneath the surface, but it's not obvious. But I think what is happening now is people are discovering the extent to which these AI companies are scraping copyrighted material for their training sets. And because so many people are freaking out about this, it's spreading awareness, not just among artists, but among their fans as well. And that just creates a snowball effect of awareness where now people no longer look at AI as this necessarily harmless, fun thing to use. Some people still do, but others are now seeing that it is exploiting the artists that they love, and that can change hearts and minds. For example, that led to this conversation with SZA, where she calls out Diplo and claims that Diplo is invested in Suno, among other things. But she says, I don't know who needs to hear this, but Diplo has equity in Suno and is actively attempting to train it on the best and brightest black minds of writers and producers. I made a video talking about this and comparing the data sets to who actually runs these companies. If you look at who the CEOs of all these companies are, you're going to see a discrepancy. Now, a lot of folks will a lot of people will see these influential figures in music and say, well, they're using AI, they're promoting it. And then they don't bother to look deeper than that. Much like the advertisements that I've covered that are created directly by Suno under these shell accounts on Facebook, accounts that pose as music business news outlets. Many of these AI influencers from the music industry, virtually all of the ones that I've seen, are invested in some way in AI, and if they're not invested, then they are certainly getting paid by those companies as some type of influencer partnership deal. And what's scary is that they don't disclose it. So for me, if I endorse something on YouTube and I'm getting paid for it, I have to legally place that sponsored thing, the little notification that says this contains sponsored, whatever the hell it says. So people know that I'm getting paid to promote a certain product. When it comes to a lot of this AI stuff, people don't even realize that a lot of the famous proponents are either getting paid or they're invested, so they're hoping to get paid, or both. So let's have a conversation of the impact of this AI Watchdog data set that the whole internet is losing its mind over. Is it as big of a deal as people claim it is? And honestly, the next video I make about celebrities and AI, I'm actually going to be on the side of the AI user, believe it or not. So stay tuned for that. Let's get into the conversation.
I woke up today to the news that AI has used 74 of my songs to train their models. So let's talk about it. My name is Angela Moda. A lot of y'all might know me from Madonna. A lot of y'all might know me from Do Not Disturb. A lot of y'all might know me from Is This My Life? We just had Go Crazy. And all the songs that I just named, minus Is This My Life, probably because we just dropped that one, are songs that were used to train this model. On one database, we found that we had 74 songs of my songs, that they were using to train models. And on another one, there's 49. I never approved it. I never sought it out. I never cut a deal for money to continue to train the model. I never signed up for it. I put my music out, and I guess it just got grandfathered in or whatever to any program. So the first point of this video is awareness, so that y'all can go do this. There's an article that was put out by The Atlantic that lets you check as an artist if your music has been used to train any of these models. But the second point of this video is I really feel like we're at a crossroads here with where music is going to go. And I think that music is one of the last human things that we have left. Music has provided ways for millions of people out there, whether it's emotionally, monetarily, opportunities. Like, we have all benefited off of taking something that was as original as three people sitting around a fire in the earliest days of humanity, singing, playing drums, to what it is now, you know, where artists can make $10-15 million a year. Some of those artists can make that money off of AI, if y'all remember me and Timberland going at it, but you know, it is what it is. We need to make a decision as people, regardless of what side you're on. I'm on the side of, I don't believe that the environmental damage caused by AI is worth the end product.
Okay, not to cut him off because it wasn't. I mean, it's sentiment that we understand and have heard a few different times. What was interesting to me about this was I didn't know that you could just go somewhere and see how many of your songs have been used to train AI. So you said you put your. Do you put your Spotify pro? What do you put in to know?
Okay, so this is new. So you don't feel behind. I feel like the dude in the clip is like way late to the party because we've been saying that shit for years and years and years about AI. But what happened recently was, as an initiative via the Atlantic, which is becoming increasingly more problematic as a media source, but they launched what they call AI Watchdog, and it's a project where they've gotten data sets from four different sources. So there are 4 data sets, and you can, and it's all stuff that's been used to train the top AI platforms. And you know, just because your song's not in the data set doesn't mean that it's not being trained, and just because it is in the data set doesn't mean it's necessarily been used, but it probably has been, because I guess, you know, some not 100% of all data gets actually ingested and committed to the LLMs or whatever. But yeah, now within the last 2 days, this has been all over the internet because you're right, there has never been a searchable index of this stuff. So all you do is search your name. Now the issue is, for me, that I found, right, I search my name, 49 songs come up, song titles. But those 49 song titles include my name in them. So it'll be, you know, Soul and DJ Payne 1. It'll be Ted Park featuring DJ Payne 1. It'll be, you know, King Crooked, DJ Payne 1, et cetera, Cannabis, et cetera, because I'm listed as a primary artist on those songs. And I tested to see, hey, I've produced thousands of songs over the last decade and a half. And the major label artists don't include me as a primary. So when I search for, say, Rodeo, which is now a platinum single, it comes up, but it doesn't come up under my name.
Gotcha.
So that shows me that there are, you know, that 49 number doesn't mean shit. That 49 number, you probably need to add a couple zeros to that.
Right. So unless it's scrubbing like the producer data as well,
And it's not
gonna
yeah.
come up. So, but are they doing this just? And I think awareness is important. But is there like a next step? Is there a suggestion of a next step? Like, is it just just kind of like a marketing tool to spread awareness, or is there like a plan after that? Like after you search your name, like
I don't know. I don't know that they can legally give suggestions. They probably don't want to. They probably don't want to encourage everyone to join a class action. But what they're saying is, and there's a whole FAQ, they're saying it is investigative journalism, right? They want to expose what's in the data sets so that people are aware that they are being exploited by these companies without consent. And then they can do whatever they want from that point on. What I'm reading from different sources is that this expose is going to help with the various lawsuits, not just like the class action lawsuit by Top Music Attorney, but I feel like that one's going to help or be helped the most by this, but also the RIAA suits, the, Universal Music Group's lawsuit against Suno, Sony Music Group's lawsuit against Suno. That's going to help them. Those are still ongoing, and they're digging their heels in. They're not letting up. Warner Music Group did partner with Suno. UMG did partner with Udio. But those are the only two major label partnerships with the top two. And I don't think any of them have even mentioned Marika. I don't know why. I don't really hear Marika come up in the news updates because, Suno's the big one. Udio's effectively just been shut down by UMG. No one can use it right now. Who knows when it's going to relaunch? They've been saying it's going to relaunch. It still hasn't. So I do think that this is a great piece of journalism for awareness because now it's real. Because remember, Dame, every time I would bring up AI and all the clips from this pro AI person and this pro AI person, they always make it seem like their platforms were just trained on whatever was just out there, like it was just dust floating in the wind. Oh, we don't retain anything. No, there's no way to trace it. No, how would you even trace it now? It's just, songs are for everybody. They're just like, it's not a big deal. We're not stealing anything. And now to actually see the names of all the songs that were trained and how many of them are there and people, individual artists, because there were so many people making videos just like that, dude. Now they're spreading it everywhere. And it's not just the artist community that's aware. It's the fans that are aware. That makes it real to them. So that could flip some people who were on the fence about AI prior. And now they're like, wait, no, I like that artist. Oh, I like that artist too. Why are you taking their shit? You got to pay them. So it could just simply die in the awareness phase. But I think it's going to make a lot of people dig further and then take action. Because the more you dig, the more outrage you feel, because this is a crazy situation.
Yeah. I mean, I've always said that a big piece of continuing, like independent music continuing to thrive, is just educating consumers on what you're going through.